That clock's wrong.
We all set? Okay. Good evening. Welcome to the Danvers Conservation Commission meeting for January the 23rd, 2025. We as a commission operate under the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Law, and Chapter 26 of the Town of Danvers General Bylaws, the Wetlands Protection Bylaw. After each applicant presents his or her request and the board has had time to ask questions and discuss the project, we will accept questions from the audience. Because this is a public meeting, it is required by law that you give your name and your address before you speak. Although we may disagree on the issues raised, all persons present during this meeting are expected to be civil to all of the meeting attendees. This includes members of the commission, staff, abutters, concerned citizens, property owners, and project applicants. We also request that you confine your questions to the project and only as it pertains to the Wetlands Act. We cannot handle, nor do we have jurisdiction over matters such as noise or traffic. All problems not related to the Wetlands Protection Act and the Town of Danvers Wetlands Protection Bylaw must be taken up with other appropriate boards. First order of business will be the roll call. Peter Wilson is present. Lorraine Drapek.
Present.
Mary Haight.
Present.
And Michael Splain.
Yeah.
The first item on our agenda is a request for a certificate of compliance for 24-42 Cherry Hill Drive, DEP number 14-1389. And I see here that the applicant has requested to continue until February 23rd, 2025.
Yes, yep.
Is that in regards to the snow?
Yes, they're still dealing with some snow storage, so it's not quite ready to close out yet.
Okay. Okay, this isn't a public hearing, so we're not voting. Just a quick observation. I rode by there yesterday, the day before, after we spoke, and I did see the snow right underneath the sign that says no snow storage. But I also noticed on the other side of the wetlands, there was all kinds of snow piled there, but there were no signs.
Okay,
So I'm not sure, I think that was a previous order of conditions for the first bridge.
okay,
So
I'll take a
we
look at
probably
that
should
too.
try and get on the same page with that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so moving on, notice number 2 is a notice of intent for 13 South Liberty Street, DEP file number 14-1430. The applicant is Pat O'Brien, and
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Justine Fox, and I'm a wetland scientist with Williams & Sparagus, LLC, located at 189 North Main Street in Middleton. And I'm here representing our client tonight, Pat O'Brien, that is the property owner of 13 South Liberty Street and runs O'Brien's Garden Center out of there as well. So a little bit of background about the property. The house there was built in the late 1700s is when it was first built. And it is in need of some renovations, which is why we're in front of you today. The property borders on the Waters River, which is a perennial tidal river. And the salt marsh on the property was delineated by my coworker Thorson Akerley, and you can see depicted by the green line shown on the plan.
excuse me 1 second.
Yes.
Could we zoom in on that?
Could you repeat what you just said as well?
Yeah, so the wetland resource areas on this property are associated with the Waters River, which is a brackish tidal river.
Can you point that out?
Yeah.
Upper right.
So the mean annual high water line is shown at elevation 4.1, which we're calling where the river starts. And then this green line is the edge of the salt marsh delineated by my coworker Thorson Akerley. The red line depicts the 35-foot no disturbance zone coming off of that wetland line. The orange line is the 50-foot no build zone. The yellow line is the 100-foot
100.
wetland buffer zone.
And that's the 200.
Yep, and the 2 is 200. So most of the house is within 100 feet of the wetlands, and most of the property is within 200 feet of the river. So as far as what we are proposing, As what you see in pink is a proposed addition on the house. So it's going to wrap around the existing dwelling right here and come a little bit closer to the river back here. And a deck is also proposed off the rear. The driveway is proposed to be paved and slightly expanded. And let me get back in front of the mic. So, oh, great. Okay, thanks. So since this property is within the 200-foot riverfront area, there are mitigation requirements under state law. 173 feet of the addition is proposed closer to the wetland than existing conditions. So that would entail this part of the addition coming closer towards the river, as well as the 56 square feet of the deck that is proposed within the 50-foot no-build zone, which is not exempt from the wetland law. And so we are proposing a mitigation area, a 2-to-1 ratio to that square footage for the 6 square feet of the deck, as well as the 173 square feet of the addition that is coming closer. So we're proposing a 520 square foot restoration area depicted here on the plan. There is some fill in that location right now, as the property's been utilized for, I don't know how many years the greenhouses have been there, but it's been a farm business for quite a long time, and there is some fill and some farm equipment stored in that area. And so we're proposing to scrape back the fill, replace it with clean loam, and install, we're proposing 5 northern bayberry shrubs, as well as 4 sweet pepper bush shrubs, which we believe will do well in the brackish conditions, as well as a New England native coastal salt-tolerant seed mix. And the idea is that that area will be untouched and left to naturalize going forward. As well as we're planning to clean up that area a bit and remove some of the debris and trash that's been left there over the years, and pull back some of the stockpiling and farm equipment that's kept in that area as well, and just allow it to be more of a natural riverfront area. When we first submitted this plan, we had some comments from the zoning board as well as the engineering department, so we continued from the last meeting to revise the plan to incorporate their comments. We pulled the deck 0.2 feet away from the lot line to conform with zoning setbacks, and the engineering department was looking for us to mitigate for the additional roof runoff that is going to come with the addition. So the dark gray shaded area depicts the area of the roof that is going to have stormwater runoff come this way and go into an underground infiltration pond. So there will be no increase of stormwater runoff towards the river. There is no DEP comments at this time. We did have some abutter comments that Pat and I have discussed, and he has their phone number and is going to be completely in contact with them about a schedule for construction. And we believe that the improvements will be beneficial for both properties in the end when everything's said and done.
Could you just show us on that map where the abutter's property is?
Yeah. So this is the property line right here, the dark black line, and this house right here is the abutter's. That's its driveway, I believe.
And what's the distance between the two?
Yeah, about
5
5
feet.
feet between the existing dwelling.
Built on top of each other, unfortunately.
Yeah, and
And in his letter, he mentioned something about access through his driveway to get out to the back of the property? Does that sound familiar?
I don't necessarily need access to, I only need access to his driveway for 2 days to put on the roof of the house, which I'll work out with him in advance, give him 48 hours notice, and let him know when we'll be doing it. But the back, half of that property is fully accessed, actually by the utility company roadway, which is beyond where those greenhouses show there.
So it's beyond the backside of the greenhouses.
Well, not the backside.
I'm sorry, could you please just go to the microphone just so that people at home can hear you too? Thank you.
Yeah, just let us identify yourself, please.
It's Patrick O'Brien, 15 South Liberty Street. So the entrance to actual property into basically the back portion where I guess this whole area is over beyond the power company area. It's over down here.
Could we just make it a little bigger?
What address did you say you were?
We're technically, I believe it's 13 and 15 South Liberty Street is what my electric bill shows up as.
13-15 or something?
Yeah, exactly.
But the abutter was 11.
Well, yeah, next.
I
So
believe the neighbor is 11.
the pictures, did you see the pictures?
Yeah, of course.
So when I see the gate.
Yep, that's his driveway. That's his
And to the
gate.
left, that's your house?
Correct, and like if you see the cinder block wall there, that's
Yeah.
roughly the width of what we own.
That's what, so that's your side, that's the 5 feet you're talking about?
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Like right at roughly where the corner of his driveway is, give or take where the property line is, and it goes down to 4-1, where like
Where do
the
you
black
need to
fence
come in?
is.
You need to pull in up to where the gate is?
Yeah, that's it.
And then your roofer will, you have a roofer, a professional roofer's coming?
Yeah, they'll put staging up just so they can do the roofing.
So in the.
What's on the other side of your house? So there's no
There's
other
currently
way?
an existing driveway there.
Existing driveways, the dashed lines right here. Proposed driveways, the big.
Why does, do you mind? Do you?
No, go ahead. I'm trying to think of
All
my
right.
own questions here.
Yeah, the portion that is in the no-build, why does it have to be there? Why can't the deck extend out the other direction?
There's a garage being built in the basement just for storage purposes.
Yeah, but where, can you show me?
So like right around here is where there'll be 2 garage doors.
So what?
Backside there.
So there'll be cars coming in that,
Not necessarily cars, it's really storage for flower pots and miscellaneous things to grow for. This is actually existing, like she mentioned that this was being extended, but this is actually existing, this portion here. It's really just this 10-foot deck that'll be added on.
what level's the deck on, the first level?
Yeah, the first level.
And I'll ask you, the mitigation area, how many square feet?
It's 520 square feet.
So, and that's in response to the 51 square feet that are in
Yeah,
the
also-
no-build, and also to the,
Yep, so accounting for the 56 square feet that is in the no-build zone, as well as the portion of the addition that is.
the additional impervious?
Yeah, correct. That's not in the existing footprint. And we did a 2-to-1 mitigation ratio. So with the 173 square feet of the addition, plus the 56 square feet of the deck, 458 square feet would be required as a 2-to-1 ratio. So we're proposing 520 square feet. It just fit nicely in that little corner.
And you're going to remove whatever's there? Are there structures there?
No, there's no structures there, but when we bought the property, we inherited some things along the way.
It's an old house, I know, I have an old pre-Civil War house. So is there a lot of work you need to do?
There is, the house hadn't been lived in 30 years, so we went ahead originally, gutted it and started the interior portion, and it's just been kind of one thing after another to get us to this point. A lot of the exterior work is done, the siding's already done, the windows are already done. It's really just the roofing and the painting that would affect the neighbor's portion.
So when I look at this picture and I see, their patio here, when I looked at Google Earth, I didn't see.
They just put it in recently. It basically abuts the property right there.
Okay, and the house next door with, you said the siding was done with them, and this one end of the house.
That last portion here, like this last portion here needs to get ripped down because the foundation is locked in, collapsing. So that's why that last portion's not sided.
You
Okay,
mean
so that,
the smallest structure, the one,
The very last piece, exactly. That's the piece that's dilapidated and fallen down.
The foundation's sitting on brick currently.
so that's coming off?
Correct, and it's just gonna be re-poured. existing, same size.
And then you're going to put the same structure back?
Correct.
Same size structure, but.
Yeah,
new.
exactly.
Same level, one level?
2 levels, I believe. I believe they're going to continue the roof line all the way up at that point.
So there's excavation for a foundation,
There is.
right? Is there, I don't see erosion control.
Is there erosion control?
Yeah, there is.
It's a little hard to see, but it's in brown right here coming around.
Okay, that was the question I had earlier. All right, good.
Silt fence backed with mulch sock.
Okay. I mean, I like what you're doing, you're more than adequate replication of new area. I just have questions with the neighbors' concerns, and you're saying it's just this one time is going to be when you do the roof that you have to coordinate with him, because and no other concerns with construction materials being in the way, or
No.
nothing spilling into his driveway?
Yeah, like he said, there's another access entrance to the garden center itself, so a lot of construction traffic can use that entrance and not be at the driveways.
Okay,
The garden center being,
So the greenhouses are utilized as his garden center.
So we grow
O'Brien,
flowers there
yeah.
from seed and vegetable plants. We grow plants from flower cuttings. So year-round, I'm growing there. So in about 3 weeks, I'll get flower deliveries. The greenhouses will heat up to 68 degrees. Each one of those greenhouses will be filled with flowers.
Yeah, and it's technically on the property over from 1315 South Liberty, but there is another access point that
where,
leads
could
to
you
the
show
back
me
of the
the
house.
other access? You mean for vehicles?
For vehicles,
correct.
yeah. It's not on this plan because it's not on the property, but it would be over here.
Do you know why they want to come in where her driveway is? Is that because there's no other way to access?
Correct.
Yeah, and I believe you
It
mentioned.
shouldn't be a big issue. Honestly, I talk to the neighbor pretty
No.
commonly. I see him often. It's not one of those things that we're at odds or at war, but
Yeah.
I'm sure he just wanted to make it known, being that he rents out with the Airbnb, which unbeknownst to me, till he sent the letter, I didn't honestly know they were renting out. Honestly, nothing would have changed on our ends. We still would have notified them and spoke up and let them know what we're doing. It's not like they're being thrown out of the blue of what's about to happen. And they're supportive of it. They want it done. I mean, they're looking at a house that's half done at this point.
Yeah, they want to see a
They want to
finished
see
product.
somebody living there, you know what I mean? They don't want to see it dark every night and have to worry about what's going on in that house. It's a vacant property at this point, other than the fact that I run the business there and I'm there on a daily basis.
and who will be living in the house? Is it?
Myself and my fiance. So we're just building it just to live on the property and run a business there is all the end result is what we're trying to do.
Okay, good. Just as an aside, what is, I'm not sure, even sure you know, but we permitted the construction of a school on the other side of the road.
I'll believe it when I see it, my friends. I've heard it, that it's supposed to be built for years on years. Uniontown shut down and nothing's happening.
Yeah, that's got to be 2 or 3
So
years ago now.
we even said that ourselves. I mean, if anyone's going to be noisy, I would say it would be the school being built with excavation equipment starting at 7:30 in the morning, rather than ourselves that's going to be out there painting the front siding. You know, it's two totally polar opposites. Honestly, who's going to be really the noise burden is going to be, 3 houses down.
When are you going to do your work?
What's that?
When are you going to do the work?
Daily, Monday through Friday.
No. When are you going to do this work?
Oh, we're looking to start it in the next month.
You are?
Yeah, we're looking to get, I mean, this thing's been 3 years of a process, but we're looking to get rolling on it. As soon as we get the go-ahead from yourself, we're gonna go ahead and submit for the building permit and get cranking on it. Hopefully the winter is mild and we can dig the foundation come the beginning of March and get ourselves going.
And you've been in front of the zoning board of appeals?
We haven't yet.
Yeah,
Do you
so
need a waiver?
we ended
Them?
up pushing
Think we
the,
need one, but you guys tell us.
yeah, we ended up pushing the deck over a few inches to meet existing zoning code, and so it's not making an unconforming lot more more unconforming.
Right,
So what is it-
but
what are the
just to submit, it would
Adding
still
to the
need zoning
nonconformity,
approval.
basically.
What are the setback requirements down there?
It does still need zoning board
Okay.
approval.
Okay.
So I see that there's an email in here with Brian Zakelli. Definitely stay in touch with him.
Okay.
Get all those wheels in motion.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so it's
So
not
the
just
issue is the side lot line,
Yes, yeah, the side setback.
and they existing non-conforming, so the issue is whether they're going to be they're not allowed to become more non-conforming.
Correct.
Correct.
It's continuing the nonconformity. So, yeah, so it would still need zoning approval too.
Oh, yeah, we'll be in touch.
Perfect.
So, but if they don't get that relief, what we do is gonna, you know,
If they don't get that relief, then it may be an amendment or an administrative amendment back before you guys. But we'll deal with that when we come to it, but, yeah.
usually it's the other way around, they get the relief there first, but.
It's up to the applicant. Some people come to conservation first to see if there's even a chance. Some people go to zoning first. It's,
Yeah.
Well, the zonings,
Oh, I see relief given all the time.
Yeah, and if zoning does have another comment or want us to move it, it would be either shrinking the deck or moving it. But we did move it over 0.2 feet, which I thought made it
In the conformity.
in the conforming.
Okay, but the other.
Yeah, I'll talk to zoning though,
the
and
white-
make sure.
The white outline is the existing structure.
Yeah.
So that's there right up against the property line anyways.
Yeah,
right?
and my understanding was that we originally had it a little bit closer to this lot line, but because now we shifted it and it's at more of an angle, it is not coming any closer to that lot line than existing conditions. When our first version of the plan it was. So we did pull it back from the lot line.
Where is the existing driveway?
The existing driveway is shown with these dashed lines right here.
and where will the new driveway be?
It's that pink
In the
area.
pink, yeah.
And that's pink. So with this little turnaround.
And that's all outside of the 100-foot buffer, right?
Yeah, all the new driveways
It's out of
proposed.
the 200, so.
It's within the 200, but do we have any issues with something along those lines?
Within the 200, yeah.
And how about stormwater, roof runoff type deal? Do you have any plans for that?
Yeah, so
The,
with this, there's an additional 561 square feet of impervious roof area proposed. So we are taking that in this gray area right here and sending it to a
Okay.
in-ground
yeah.
infiltration pond.
yeah, how's that getting there?
It's conveyed through a pipe. I am not sure the exact specs off the
4-inch
top of my head.
schedule,
I
probably.
think if you zoom out, the specs are
Will
on
be
the
a drain
plan.
with a pipe that goes
Or
in?
in
Yeah.
Schedule 40 to probably a shade tank.
Is that something you're gonna create, that area where the pipe is going to?
Yeah, it'll be, if you scroll up to the top of the plan, there's a detail on the infiltration tank. So the idea is the water will just sit there and naturally infiltrate and not scour or add to flood issues.
And you're all set to go with that? A lot of times we see that and people kind of back away from it due to the expense and we'll just
I
have a
don't
retention
landscape
pond.
company, so it's very normal to me to install something like that. So I usually will install stuff like that all the time. So when they mentioned it, I'm on board. If anything, you could pump the water out of the tank and you repurpose it to water the flowers. In any shape or form that I can conserve water, we're on board.
Okay, good. Mike, you all set?
Yeah, just wondering who decides whether that's adequate or not? Is that something that,
What is adequate? Sorry, the stormwater?
yeah, for the stormwater management, yeah.
I think it's an engineer in town is
Yeah.
who we submitted it
Did
to.
engineering?
Yeah.
I want to say that's who we submitted it to, and they didn't have any
Okay,
bad feedback.
thank you, that's all I
I
have.
think they like to see those.
Yeah, yeah.
Lorraine, any questions? Mary?
I was just curious on the image where the addition part that you're gonna take down and then redo the foundation. Could you just show us where that is in relationship to the other person's
That's
property?
the doghouse, yeah.
I believe that's this portion.
Yeah.
And
So it's like a
where's-
what's it? It's a real small section. It's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
8-foot section.
And
This
where,
small
and the
section
house
here.
is further up towards this way?
House is way up here, so like in the pictures, shows closer to like the patio they have there, like the fire pit.
Yeah,
It's like, I would say, I don't know, 10 feet off of that, give or take.
yeah, yeah. And that whole piece is coming down and then you're gonna rebuild the foundation and build the 2 stories?
Correct.
Now, is this all going to be on slab, or it's going to
Yeah.
be poured concrete foundation?
Yep,
Slab?
yeah. Oh, no, poured concrete foundation, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you correctly.
You gonna have a basement there?
Yeah, it's gonna have a basement. It has a basement currently there.
Do you get water?
No,
No?
no, perfectly fine down there. Never have water issues. Honestly, even at super, super high tide, like when everyone else is flooded out, like Eastern Propane and everyone on the other side, I have several feet to go before that plot of land would ever even remotely get close to flooding.
I guess,
No?
it sounds like you have a good relationship with your neighbor. I just wanted to check, he just wanted to ensure a harmonious process. So, I mean, this isn't officially like the Conservation Commission piece, but
Correct.
he's just asking that you avoid encroachment on his property or driveway during the project.
Yep.
And that you have a construction management plan that incorporates debris control, which sounds like you have that, and then the noise mitigation, and then just coordinating schedules with him to minimize any time guests are there with construction.
Correct.
And it sounds like you're comfortable with all of that. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned it, because we do have the letter.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All set then, Mary?
Yep.
Is there any public comment or questions? None? Okay, I mean, what does everybody think? I think it's fairly straightforward. Okay, so we have 3 things to vote on. We need to vote on closing the public hearing, we need to vote on a waiver, and we
Granting
need
of
to
a waiver.
vote on an order of conditions. So if
Yep.
someone can make a motion to close the public hearing first, we can do that.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for 13 South Liberty Street, DEP number 14-1430.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next up, the applicant is asking for a variance to build a portion of the deck within the 50-foot no-build zone, and they are proposing a mitigation area to offset the loss of what's buffered land, I guess, there. So I guess our next question is, do we need to vote, do we need a motion to grant a waiver, and we need to vote to approve that waiver? So,
I'll make a motion that we grant a waiver to allow the applicant to extend the deck 51 feet into the no-build zone in accordance with the plan and the replication area that's depicted on the plan.
is there a second?
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and the next is we need to vote on a motion to issue an order of conditions, and if any additional conditions are added.
You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'll make a motion that we issue an order of conditions on the notice of intent for 13 South Liberty Street, DEP file number 14-1430, applicant Pat O'Brien, with condition that the applicant, prior to beginning notify their neighbor at, what's the address over there?
11.
At 11 South Liberty, prior to any encroachment on that neighbor's property, that the applicant what are you planning to use for runoff or for
Erosion control.
What's that?
erosion control?
I think it was, they proposed a silt and sock.
All right,
And that extends from all the way.
all right, it's on the plan that the applicant utilize erosion control as shown on their plan, that the applicant, what about any stockpiling?
I think, why don't we just take a step back? The applicant, the neighbor, the abutter, asked that his memorandum to us, to the board, be included as part of the record tonight.
Yeah.
Now, let's recognize that the applicant has a copy of the neighbor's concerns, is that correct?
Yes.
The applicant agrees to conform with the neighbor's concerns to the, as much as possible, and to keep the neighbor informed of any any possible encroachment?
That's correct.
And the applicant is, the neighbors said you have permission to do this in accordance with,
Yeah.
is there anything else?
No, as long as we get that letter as part of the record.
Yeah. What about when the work begins? Is there areas you're going to have materials where are you going to stockpile your material?
I figured uphill on the upper portion of the
Can
property.
you show that? Yeah, just show.
Probably outside of the 100-foot buffer zone if possible.
Yeah.
And that's a gravel driveway, so it'll be a,
Okay,
Flat-
that they,
good flat
all
area to store
stockpiling
it.
be done on the gravel driveway?
yep.
All right, that's it.
That's all the motion. That's all the
Yeah,
motion.
yeah.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you're good to go. Just
Thank you,
a word
everybody.
of
Thank you, guys.
advice. You have, this order of conditions is good for 3 years, and if, after 3 years, if your project's not completed, which we hope it is, you are eligible for a 1-year
3
extension.
years waiting.
Yeah.
After that 1-year extension, you'd be in violation if there's any construction taking place after that, so.
And when you're done, you have to come back for a certificate of compliance, and don't wait 3 years for that either.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
For old or new business, the first issue there is minutes from our January 9th, 2025 meeting.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, good luck. See you later.
Has everyone reviewed the minutes and
Yeah.
make
I
a
did.
motion to accept them?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from January 9th, 2025.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any other new business? Well, I have a quick question. The last meeting we had, some sort of status update on the
crossing.
crossings down by the new portion of the rail trail. Is there any new
Yeah, so-
developments there?
Letters went out to basically those neighborhoods, and we're going to be walking down that trail. Hopefully, there's some melting going on this weekend, and we're going to take a walk down there, but notifications went out to everyone to clear those crossings, get them out of there, and that we're going to be inspecting regularly, and the next step is going to be formal enforcement orders.
Have you heard back from any of the property owners? No?
No.
How do you send, certified or just regular mail?
Regular mail.
Yeah, and who's going to walk it?
Myself and Brian Cassidy, the planning technician, will be down there.
Okay, dress warm. Dress warm.
Yes, absolutely, we will dress warmly, we'll bundle up.
Take your snowshoes.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so I guess that's it, right?
That's it.
Okay, if someone make a motion to adjourn, we will be done.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you all for coming out for
All right,
such a short meeting.
okay.